If you're new to the PS5 or you're looking to upgrade your setup, here are some accessories that are worth buying. Most of these should work with any PS5, whether it's the original, Slim, or Pro. They'll also make great gifts for that cool gamer or something for yourself. As always, I'll link everything I mentioned in the description box below, so let's dive right in. Okay, this is probably the most important item, storage. Depending on what PS5 you have, you'll have anywhere between 667 gigs to 1.89 terabytes of usable space. Games are getting quite big these days. My smallest game, which is pre-installed on every PS5, is Astro's Playroom at 12 gigabytes, and my largest one is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth at 147 gigs. I don't play a lot of games, but here are some other game sizes. To add more storage, there are two ways. The cheapest and easiest way is to get an external drive. You can use an SSD or hard drive, but I recommend an SSD for faster speeds. These plug directly to any USB port, and you can store both PS5 and PS4 games on it. The only downside is that you can only play PS4 games. PS5 games need to be moved to the internal storage for better performance. The other method is to buy one of these M.2 SSDs. On the PS5 Pro, I added a 2TB Samsung 990 Pro, which should be enough for my gaming usage. The original PS5 is almost out of space because I'm using an old 1TB 980 Pro. To install an M.2 SSD, you need to remove the top right cover on a PS5 Slim or Pro and the bottom cover on the regular PS5. Now it's a matter of unscrewing this, removing the metal plate, sliding in the SSD, adding the spacer, and putting everything back. One thing to note is that you need a heatsink. Some SSDs have one included, and others need one installed. Also, make sure the SSD meets Sony's read and write speed requirements. The 990 Pro with a heatsink has some RGB lights, but you'll never see it. When you go to Settings, Storage, you'll now have more space for games that you'll never finish. And if you go to Installation Location, you can set a default place for PS5 and PS4 games. Alright, next up is a DualSense controller, and it's the best controller I've used. The haptic feedback and adaptive triggers are what make this really unique. It's hard to describe, but in Astrobot, when you're walking on sand, it feels like sand. And when you're skating on ice, it feels like ice. Did that even make sense? The vibrations vary depending on what situation you're in. It gives you a sense of immersion. The adaptive triggers add another layer. For example, in Stellar Blade, there's a fishing minigame, and you use R2 to reel in the fish. But there'll be some resistance when you're pressing the trigger to get it in the right spot. It makes playing games more realistic and fun. The only bad thing about the DualSense is battery life. Again, I don't play games a lot, so one charge can last me the entire week, but it's always nice to have an extra controller on hand. They're great if you're having a long gaming session or for those couch co-op games. There are a lot of different colors you can choose from, but I'm a simple person who has Midnight Black and the 30th Anniversary Limited Edition. Maybe I'll get another one like Chroma Pearl. There's also a DualSense Edge for competitive players. You can swap stick caps, remap buttons including the back ones, and even adjust the triggers. So the PlayStation Portal is a hit or miss among gamers. It's a streaming device that lets you play PS5 games away from your usual setup. You can use remote play or cloud streaming, and you just need a decent internet connection. Sony recommends at least 15 megabits per second download speed, and I recommend your PS5 is hardwired. I actually have a long-term review, so if you're interested, I'll leave it in the cards and link it in the description box below. The Portal is a DualSense controller with an 8-inch touchscreen in the middle. You get the same great features, and it'll stream games at up to 1080p 60 FPS. Remote play had some issues at launch, like connection and quality, but after some software updates, it's a lot more stable. And the recent addition of cloud streaming made the Portal even better. You can stream your digital library directly from Sony servers if it's supported. This includes games like Expedition 33, Ghosts of Yotei, Stellar Blade, and Lost Soul. The only catch is you'll need PS Plus Premium and live in a country that supports cloud streaming. You also might want to pick up a hard shell case when you're gaming on the go. Every PS5 model comes in white. It looks clean, but you can personalize your PS5 with a new color. The original PS5 has 8 different ones now, which do have a matching DualSense controller. The PS5 Slim has 6 colors, and PS5 Pro only has a gold Ghost of Yotei edition. I only have 2 covers that I cycle through. Of course, I had to get matte black, but these are from D-Brand before the whole lawsuit. It's very similar to the official ones, but these don't have a logo cutout, and you'll find some D-Brand Easter eggs on the inside. I also have the retro dark plates, which has a semi-transparent design. It's kind of like the old N64. They're a bit slimmer with rounded corners, and they're the ones I use the most. If you get the official covers or third-party ones, they work the same way. The PS5 has 2 pieces that you slide off, while the Slim and Pro have 4 pieces. Audio makes a big difference when you're gaming. For my TV setup, I use 2 HomePods grouped as a stereo pair. These are wirelessly connected to the Apple TV 4K with eARC enabled, so I can hear sound from the PS5 Pro. Either there's no latency, or it's so small that I don't even notice. Hearing the Expedition 33 soundtrack on these is just awesome. For my desk setup, I normally use the built-in speakers. I have an LG OLED monitor which has pixel sound, so audio fires at you from behind the panel. They're not the best speakers, but good enough for some quick gaming. When I really want to focus, I put on the Pulse Elite headset. These have better bass and overall sound quality. There's even a retractable mic. And when I'm using the Portal, I use the built-in speakers or the Pulse Explorer earbuds. The earbuds are portable and they sit right inside your ear. The headset and earbuds support 3D audio, so you can hear different sounds all around you. The Portal has PS Link built in, but for the PS5, you need to use the included USB-A adapter. And here are a few more accessories worth mentioning. If you have the PS5 Slim or Pro, a vertical stand keeps it upright. You can use it without one, but just be careful if you have pets or kids. And if you lay the PS5 horizontally, 2 clear feet are in the box. The original PS5 came with a black stand, which works for any orientation. The stand has a nice chrome finish, and it also works with the regular PS5. Again, for the Slim and Pro, you can add a disk drive if you want to play your physical games. You just remove the bottom right plate, pop it in, and it's done. No tools required. The drive does have some online verification when you install it, and if you don't want a vertical stand, the drive does make the PS5 more stable. Charging docks are great since they keep the DualSense controllers fully charged. They click right in and charge automatically, and it keeps things organized too. This one is a wooden stand from Geek Made Designs, which is crafted by hand. No charging, but it's a good way to show off your favorite controller. I also have a stand for the Portal, and there's a hole in the back to feed a cable through. They're out of stock now, but they have other stands online. For the last item is some art frames. I have one from Frame a Game, and it holds my original copy of Kingdom Hearts. You can buy a pre-made one, or go for an empty frame. I added a plaque with my name, and I can swap out the game to a different one. I also have this piece from Game Frame Art, and it holds every Final Fantasy game in the main series. I also have a Kingdom Hearts version, which I need to hang up somewhere. All of these accessories are great to have, but if I had to recommend only one, it'd be an M.2 SSD. It's more convenient to have extra storage than deleting and re-downloading your games. Let me know what's your must-have item in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you'll be notified when I post new videos. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye!